Welcome back to Network Africa. The Nigeria Football Federation's Technical and Development Committee has named Frenchman 52-year-old Paul Le Guen as the new technical advisor of the senior national team, the Super Eagles. It will be assisted by Nigerian Salisu Yusuf, who takes the role of chief coach. The appointment is subject to agreement of contract terms with the NFF Executive Committee. New Eagles boss Le Guen steered the indomitable Lions of Cameroon to the 2010 FIFA World Cup finals. He played for Brest, Nantes and Paris Saint-Germain and won 17 caps for France before coaching Rennes Lyon, PSG and Glasgow Rangers in Scotland. Well, our sports correspondent Cecilia Morigwe joins us now to talk more about this. Cecilia, now we're going down this line again, bringing in someone from outside our shores to help the football team. Is this a wise move at this time?
Yeah, I think so, because Nigerian Football Federation have actually tried, with the local coaches. Remember the late coach Stephen Keshi, what he did with the country, 2013 One Nations Cup, and after he left, they tried it with Sunday Lise. It didn't really end well, and of course Salisu Yusuf temporarily, and of course Samson Siasia. I think this time around they felt they actually need a more experienced hand, someone who has this international experience to actually take the Super Eagles to the next step. And remember, the Russia 2018 World Cup is around the corner, and of course you need a coach that can actually not just help build a team, but also have that fear factor and be able to unite the Super Eagles. I think that's the reason they actually had to go for Paul Le Guen as the technical advisor. We're also having the chief coach, as you read, Salisu Yusuf. So I think it's going to be a good blend, because Salisu Yusuf will have a lot to also learn, from Paul Le Guen, and with his kind of experience through, so also across board. You mentioned Cameroon, Omar, also having coached some big top French league sides. So I think, well, it has to be the right one for them, because right now they feel we actually need that international experience for a coach. I think that's it.
Well, we've talked about some of his previous teams that he's worked with, but what's so peculiar about him? Couldn't there have been anybody else who would have taken up this position?
What the NFF Technical and Development Committee did was to actually they actually throw the whole thing open, and they have a pool of coaches to choose from. So at the end of the day, they have three shortlisted. You have Tom Senfiet, of course, Salisu Yusuf, and him. So I think after they must have gone round, they feel that's the right man for the job. I mentioned his experience earlier. I think that's what they're also looking at. And check the fact that if you're going to have someone to bankroll, the amount is going to earn, you also have to look at the money, and also look at someone you feel, have experience coaching African football. It could have been anybody, but you must have that experience coaching African football, having to stay in Africa, coach some other teams and all that. And if you take a look at the other coaches who applied for the job, I feel they just look at their resume and feel they don't have that experience. And with Cameroon also a Nigerian group, I think that also may have given him the edge. And the way he was able to actually unite the Cameroonian national team also, there was this talk about the fact that when he came to coach the Cameroonian national team, they were actually in disarray, having to remove Rigoberto Song, away from as captain, giving it to Samuel Eto'o-Fields, and being able to unite that team together, and all of them working for each other, qualifying them for the World Cup. So I think those are the things the NFF may have looked at before they recommended him to become the technical advisor.
Well, there's no doubt there's a lot for him to be done at this time, but what do you think?
How will he be able to cope with the crop of players we have? How will he be able to bring all of them together? We have our players scattered all over the world. So what tactics is he going to use? And how will he be able to work with the federation, without having any hassle and all that? And how is he going to work with other assistants that have been picked for him? Some coaches usually, when they're coming into a country, they want to have their own assistants. He can come with one. I don't know how many he's going to come with, but we know he can come with one. But we have Nigerian coaches that are going to work with him. The goalkeeper trainer, of course, the assistant, Emma Amakbakabo, that's the coach of Enugu Rangers and all that. They have those ones they can work with. So if they can actually work together, build a new team and everything, the immediate task right now is to qualify Nigeria for Russia 2018. So that definitely is not negotiable. So if you can do all that, why not? I think Well, I think I see him succeeding. That's if he gets the job, because we know it's still a recommendation coming from Nigeria Technical Committee and the two Nigerian Football Federation. So they still need to agree on some terms and everything for him to become the technical advisor.
We keep our fingers crossed to see how it goes with him. Thank you, Cecilia.
Thank you.
Well, moving on now, 2 shelters in Egypt are hoping to provide a safe haven for mistreated, stray and injured animals. At a shelter in Giza on the outskirts of Cairo, owner Hanan Davis looks after stray dogs. She started shelter after witnessing animal cruelty and neglect in Cairo. Now, shelter workers collect strays they pick up from the streets or respond to sightings of injured dogs that are reported through their Facebook page.
We first came here in 2014 to volunteer to help another charity, and when we saw the plight of the animals here, it really affected us, and we just felt we just can't go home to an easy life. We had to come back and do something to help, because you know, these animals are their livelihood a lot of the time. It might be their only means of transport, their only means of getting their produce to the market. So we provide it free because we know things are tough here. And we're picking up more donors from Australia now. We've had a fantastic grant from the Australian Embassy here in Cairo. We've just purchased an X-ray machine, and they've been a great support.
And that's it on Network Africa today. Thank you so much for watching. I am Bisi Adebayo.